So this is our kickoff of our wellness um, education series. And we are doing I Have Oils, Now What? So I'm super excited to tell you guys all the things about what you should do now that you have this box of fantastic oils and doTERRA goodies in your home. And just to start with, I'm going to share a couple of housekeeping things so that you know how to comment and things like that. Hang on, I should go back to this one. Okay, so you will want to comment because you can win some fun stuff here. You'll tap the screen if you're watching this on a mobile device of some sort. When you tap the screen, you're going to see these little bubbles come up, and you'll just click the chat button underneath participants, and that's how you'll be able to send your messages and things like that. And you'll see other ones appear with this little like text bubble as you continue going. So that one is going to be helpful for you because if you're following along live right here, you will love to have an easy way to put in your answers to a couple of the questions that we have going on. And the reason for that is you get to win something. Today specifically, I am offering a sample dram of rosemary. And so the person who was pulled out of the hat, who has been commenting during this actual Zoom call, will get to have that in addition to winning, or not, no, earning. Okay, so this one is something you win, but we earn that free diffuser that comes at the end after all 8 of these sessions have been completed. And what's so fun about that, actually, let me actually share where you can do that. If you're not watching live, then you will need to go to this Google form, which we'll put into the comments now if you're watching. You'll want to fill this out, including there's just like 4 or 5 questions there. And notice there's one here that is about the code word that you hear. And that's because we want everybody to be able to participate and have an easy time showing that they are taking in all this info. Now, you may win a prize as you're participating, and that will come with the diffuser at the end of the 8 weeks. If you are just watching on your own at home, then you'll be able to not necessarily have that and not necessarily asking the questions at the end, but you still get the diffuser. So if you can attend live, it's so much more fun. Okay, here's another thing that you may be wondering, like 8 weeks, 8 classes, are you kidding me? I have to sit for this whole time in front of it. Don't worry, they're super interesting. I Have Oils, Now What is the one we're doing today. Next week on Thursday at 7, it's nutrition and supplements, toxin-free living, oils for young and old, symphony of the cells, stress, sleep and emotions, women's health and hormones, and oils for pain management. I feel like these are super high impact one. These are kind of like things that everybody needs. You guys know that I am a huge, huge fan of getting you guys well-resourced and well just supported, and to know where to find the things that you need when you need them. These are the total basics. Now, if you want stuff about oils for weight management, or oils for using with pets, or oils for studying, or oils for, I mean, you name it, men specifically, whatever it is, I can point you to other resources, but these ones are the basics, and I feel like all of us need them. So that's why we're focusing on these 8. I think they're going to be super high impact. Okay. If you get kind of lost along the way, you can reach out to me. If you have an extra question, here's my email. You can find me on YouTube. This is the phone number that I use specifically for doTERRA related text only. And you can feel free to reach out to me on that one. Now, here we are taking a look at a couple other things. The Our Essential Oil place, where there is a doTERRA account required, is a great place. Okay, this picture didn't come through so great, or maybe it's just because I have it so large. I don't know. If you're not yet a member of this, you'll want to be, because I love asking questions here. I think this particular one, when it was in a clear fashion, shows that someone asked a question and got 19 comments, 19 responses. But what's interesting is this, because it's private, if you want to use actual names or diagnoses or personal experiences, you're free to. Whereas on our fantastic, very adorable, cute, Enamored with Nature oil education page, this is public. And so we try to avoid using, language that would lead people to believe that we're going to cure diseases and things like that. So if you're not part of this page yet, you'll want to be, just to kind of stay connected with our particular group. Much of our group happens to be moms. Many of us have a special love for being courageous or for trying new things and having a little bit of bravery, taking a lot of ownership of your own health. And we also have a big push, I guess, maybe not a big push, but it seems that we tend to love DIYs. And so you find a few more extra things related to that as well. So that would be just a more a place with a lot of camaraderie, and so you'll want to be be able to ask and get some general information there as well, versus the other one. So those two options are very awesomely available for you. If you have not yet received a welcome email that gives you all the fun things, I don't know why this one isn't actually blowing up very well. I'll have to work on this for next one. But to have our private community here, and our essential, just all the different resources that are offered. If you want this in a digital form so that you can either print it off or keep it to be able to reference later as you go. And if you haven't gotten that yet, I would be happy for you to either email me, or you can make a comment here live or at the bottom of remember our interaction tracker, right? So down here at the bottom of this one, it says, are there any other comments or questions you have? You can just type in, I'd like my welcome email, please, with all my links, okay? So that'll be a good one for you. And here's another cool thing many people don't know, since we're talking about resourcing you guys. On the doTERRA website, just at doTERRA.com, scrolling to the bottom of the page, you can find these resources like these ebooks. And those are going to be super, super helpful for you. I'm going to switch over to the main portion of what we're learning about today. This handout is available to you. You'll find it either in the show notes of, if you go to that, this YouTube, like how you can kind of expand it so you can see the description below. I'll have a link to these show notes, which will have the Google form, as well as this I Have My Oils Now What paper, so that you can have this available. Feel free to print it out, whatever you'd like to do. It's hilarious. My little phone just tried to let me know that that was ready for me to talk to it. I keep saying the word GOOGLE, and it's like, you called? Anyway, okay, so here we are. If you have not yet opened your box of oils, please open up everything that you bought. Just get familiar with it. Open up, please don't leave any of them closed. At least give them a good sniff. We want to be able to get you set up with ideas for how to use every single thing. An easy way that you guys might find is when you put the stickers on top of your oils to be able to find them better. That's going to be something really awesome. And if you got a diffuser with your particular kit, I hope you'll go ahead and plug it in. So a lot of people get a little worried about the diffuser. Turns out it's actually pretty simple. Most all of them, no, some are a little different. Most of them, you find the line that says to add the water to here. And then depending on how big the reservoir is, but usually in general, you're going to go from somewhere around 3, 4, maybe 5 drops. You got to go ask Daddy, okay? Oh, no, you can't, buddy. Go talk to Daddy about it, though. Mommy's doing a recording. Working from home. It's lovely. I love it. Okay, so we were talking about diffusers. So adding in general, something like 4-ish drops is a good one. Now you can add like 2 peppermint and 2 wild orange, and that makes this great combo. Don't be afraid to mix them. It's all good. You have a much larger room, you may add more. In general, just start with a little bit. You can always add more, and feel free. Just try to allow yourself to get over the fear, to be brave, and just start trying whatever you can do. Okay. All right, we're going to go back and share here again. I would love if you could just really fit. In fact, I think I was actually supposed to start asking you guys one other question before this. So I'm going to ask you here. Write down in the chat for me. This is part of the way that you can participate. Where do you keep your oils? So you can put it in the chat here, or it's also on the Google form. And Marcella is going to be popping in with us later to let me know what some of your guys' answers are. Also, here's question number 2. If you could write down just one reason in the chat for me, just one reason that you originally decided to get any of the doTERRA things that you have now. And that can be important during this particular session, but then also I may be able to send you specifically some more info on that. So that's a good reason for you to go ahead and share just at least one thing. Maybe it's stomach issues, maybe it's sleep problems, maybe it's pain management, maybe it's, I don't know, like you tell me. And okay, we're gonna take a minute. Actually, okay, so mentions here about the reference books. I'm gonna, besides the ebooks that are super packed full, just found on the bottom of the doTERRA webpage, these are a couple other ones that we highly, highly recommend. So you see the Symphony of the Cells, which we'll talk even more about that on class 5. I don't want to miss that one. This one is so, so great, especially if you have longer term issues, when you're not just, like one headache a month kind of a thing, but like some long-term deeper issues. The Essential Life book, which is now up to the 6th edition, you can find at oillife.com. That's a fabulous place to get it. Of course, Amazon carries it too. Modern Essentials Handbook. This one is now up to the 12th edition. You can get it on Aroma Tools, and well, I think they actually have that one on Amazon too. The thing about both of these is, although they are specifically related to doTERRA things, they are a little different. The Modern Essentials tends to be slightly more on the sciencey side. It has a lot more references for some of the studies that have been done, whereas the Essential Life book is much more like a coffee table book. It's just pretty on the inside and the outside, and it does have some high quality recipes though. I mean, I'm not saying that it's any frou-frou kind of thing. So those are great. Also, the Essential Emotions book tends to be one that is great for many people's deeper seated issues. Notice that it's oillife.com or Aroma Tools or True Wellness are some of the places that you can get those things. So just want you to know where to go. You'll also find, a lot of the other kinds of things there as well. The essential oil app that I thought I'd pop in here as another resource looks like this if you're going to download it. And you'll find this for, I believe it's like $6.99, but it updates continually. So like you buy it once and that's it. It pops up like this. And so say you have some problem with acne, for example, and you can type that in, it'll give you like a simple solution for it and give you a couple little things, ideas that you can use for it, and even tell you how you might want to use it. Or if you're like, I have this bergamot, what do I do with this? The Modern Essentials app can also tell you what kinds of things it does, like calming agitation or helping with brain injury or colic or things like that. So that's another really great one that you'll want to keep handy if you're the kind of person who doesn't really do books, but who likes apps. We are moving on. Actually, let me take just a minute here. Marcella, could you go ahead and read a couple of the answers? Did you get any answers about?
Yes, we did get some answers. So where they keep their oils. Mrs. Cole's class, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, so I'm calling you Mrs. Cole's class.
Her name is Tracy. She's so sweet.
Tracy, thank you. Tracy keeps them by her chair or in the bathroom for dry brushing. Rose keeps them in her work drawer. And then some of the reasons why they send up are emotions, and then also for unique ways to support tremors, which is a common thing for some people. So
Awesome. Thank
yeah.
you for that. Yeah, and I do love also that uh, the idea of by the chair where you're going to sit very often, or by the bathroom. I love keeping some in the kitchen if you're going to be using your water, some next to your bed. It makes a lot of sense. In the beginning, you kind of feel like you're supposed to keep them all together, all in one place so that they're organized. But you really start to kind of figure out that you use them more, and you get so much more support and more impact in your the way that you live your life if you're keeping them where you need them. And some of that goes into what we'll talk about soon about making roller bottles and things like that. So don't get stressed out with this at this point, but just notice that people who are in the know and who are actually like making this a lifestyle change, where this like quest for like really great wellness, you're going to end up having them spread out where you'll use them the most. Love that, love that. I'm going to go back and share again. Let's see. A couple reasons that people often will sign up to get some oils in their home are just general wellness, which we want all the foundations for. They may be looking to help the rest or managing stress, which, emotions was mentioned. So that would kind of go in that section there. Exercise and weight management. Also here, I believe the whole thing with tremors is kind of like helping your body be able to handle all the different inputs that are coming at it. And then also reducing toxic load is another huge one that a lot of people may or may not realize is affecting a lot more of their wealth or their health. Okay, so notice that for the foundations, like general wellness, as well as for exercise and weight management and in rest and managing stress, for all of these, lifelong vitality supplements, which we affectionately call LLV, is listed for all of these. Now, the reason for that is it's foundational. It's that good. Like if you're having a lot of troubles with emotions or kind of things in the mental health area, as well as the physical health or just general wellness, the lifelong vitality supplements are going to be key. And I am going to actually tell you guys about a really, really good way to get those in just a minute. The next, actually, do I have it here? Yes. Oh, well, okay, one more. So Terrazyme is first here. Terrazyme is fantastic. I feel like it's kept me out of the pediatric gastroenterologist office several times. Fantastic for breaking down food. I highly, highly recommend this particular one if you've ever heard of enzymes before and you want to be able to digest your food a little bit better. This is a great way to go. PB Assist is the one I was just about to show you guys here. So these are amazing probiotics. So they're just fun. They look like aliens, but it delivers 6 billion CFUs of active probiotic cultures. And the reason it looks like an alien is because it has a prebiotic with it. I don't know if you guys can see, there's this sweet little sludge right in here next to this chlorella capsule. And this is the prebiotic that goes and makes a favorable environment for all the good guys that are inside this chlorella capsule. And what's great is, the good guys, they all eat the chlorella to help make them strong. So this is really, really a fantastic way to support your GI tract, particularly the intestines and the colon. So this is another foundational thing about just general wellness. A lot of times people don't realize how much probiotics will make a big difference. Okay, lemon, specifically lemon essential oil in your water is a great one. Frankincense, it's the Frank. I want Frank to be everybody's friend. People should spend a lot more time with Frank. On the back of the neck or on the top of the head are great ways to start the day. And or even under the tongue. Actually, Dr. David Hill recommends frankincense under the tongue every morning. And lemon throughout the day in your water, just small amounts. We'll talk about that just a little bit more in 1 minute. well, maybe 5 minutes. All right, so under the topic of resting and managing stress with those LLV supplements again, which we'll look at in a minute. Oh, frankincense is here again, and there's a reason for that. Balance also, I just put some on moments ago. I offered some to my son, my 7-year-old, just also like within the past few minutes here. Very grounding. And I like that this one is not heavy. There isn't any lavender in it. It feels very tree-like and just makes you feel like you're firmly planted in whatever thing that you're going in. So it's awesome. A lot of people go for lavender in the evenings to be able to help sleep better. It doesn't particularly work for me. Other things work better for me. And that's part of the fun of finding how your biochemistry works with the specific essential oils. And as we keep going, you'll be able to hear a couple other ideas for that. Remember, we actually have one of the lessons that we're doing, I believe it's actually week 6 about stress, sleep, and emotions. So you'll get some other good ideas there too if lavender doesn't work for you. Serenity oil and the soft gels specifically are fantastic. Now, these I really do feel like, even for me, when lavender doesn't typically work, I like the Serenity at night. And there's a soft gel that adds some of the GABA complex to it as well. And this is like the kicker for people who have had to use more extreme methods previously. So I highly recommend that. And the adaptive oil and well, I guess really they're capsules, not soft gels. And what's great for this is it already has some copaiba in there, which is one of my definite favorites for many, 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 many things. You're probably hearing me talk about it a lot during the next few weeks. So for resting and exercise and weight management, there's the Lifelong Vitality supplements again. This lemon sassy is amazing. It's this great combo of grapefruit and peppermint and ginger, things that not only help us kind of curb appetite a little bit and relieve sugar cravings, but it actually does help our metabolism get just a little bit of a boost. And so when we're using this on a regular basis, you can see some definite impacts in the smoothness of our skin, say maybe in the thigh area or things like that, as well as just overall general releasing of weight. Deep Blue Rub, if you exercise, and especially if you have a husband who exercises, Deep Blue Rub is going to be your new friend. This is so it's many men's gateway oil or gateway lotion or rub. So the first time that many of them start to feel like, oh, that doTERRA, it's not so bad after all. It's because Deep Blue has gotten involved, whether in the rub or in the essential oil form. This is super, super supportive for muscles and joints. Copaiba oil, which I mentioned just a minute ago. Most of us kind of have an awareness of what CBD oil is as it works with the endocannabinoid system. Copaiba would be better on the cost scale, the effectiveness scale, and the safety scale compared to CBD oil. And we can talk more about that in the future, but definitely consider this one, whether the oil to use topically or I actually put it under my tongue myself. It's one of the things I do also in the mornings and at night I do both. And the soft gels, if you're not comfortable as of yet taking essential oils internally, the soft gels are a good alternative. These turmeric dual capsules I've been wanting to also show you because similar to PB Assist, you'll notice that they also have these dual chambers. And what's so cool, other than, again, looking like it's an alien of some sort, it's great because the balance of curcuminoids and turmerones in the same capsule is truly revolutionary. Like this is a patented thing because in other cases, you don't get the ground botanical in such high concentration together with the essential oil of the turmeric as well in the same, the same setup. And this alleviates the need to take it with a black pepper. And it actually makes it, does it tell me over here? Is it say 8 times? I feel like it's 8 times no, this one just says to maximize the effectiveness. But in other studies, it tells us that it's about 8 times more effective in how it is absorbed into our body. And so I found that this has been so great, even if people just take one And then, 40, 50 minutes later, I ask them, how's your ankle looking or whatever thing like that. Very big impact in what these particular capsules have to offer. All right, on to reducing toxic load. This one I want I could just, I love all of these things. And we do have, I week 3, we'll talk specifically about reducing the toxic load. So I'm going to gaze over the concentrate, the laundry detergent, the toothpaste, the spa product, skincare, and of course, diffusing is a great way to also help get the synthetic fragrances out of our home instead of using things to cover up smells, to really take care of them at the root of the problem. So these are all things I'm just going to kind of slide over at the moment, but just want you to know doTERRA is a fantastic kind of a one-stop shop when it comes to like your overall wealth. No, sorry, just kidding. Health and wellness. There we go. Right. Okay, so I'm going to ask you another quick question here, if you guys would tell me, besides lemon, what is something that you have tried or would like to try in your water? Okay, so that's your question. Then if you're on live, go ahead and type that in. You'll find it on the Google form as we continue going as well. And I'll pop in and have Marcella in just a minute tell me some of the things that she is seeing in the chat. Okay, so as we continue here, let's go on to the diffuser fun. Now, speaking of this, I actually just remembered that I forgot to bring in the diffusers that I am offering. I have 3 choices for you guys. Some are different sizes. Some one has doesn't even need water. So you guys will have a couple choices, and there are some fun things to know about really being able to use your diffuser to the max. But this idea of trying something new every day, like, just don't be scared. It's really not so bad. You can't really break it so much except for possibly overfilling or going a little bit longer than you should without cleaning it, which, I mean, as a mom of 5, I'm going to tell you, I've toyed with that line before about waiting too long to clean it out. So don't stress. It's really fine. And the things from doTERRA, they're really great about replacing or troubleshooting. And so I wouldn't worry too much about getting that, other than dropping it, like it's not so bad. Okay, so here's an idea, is to have the peppermint and wild orange in the morning. I actually have a friend of mine who has a smart timer, and she has her diffuser set up the night before to be able to go off in order to try to train herself so that she can start to wake up and feel awake before her alarm goes off. So that's kind of a fun tip. Another fun tip that you may want to know about is, if you find yourself, like I do, on the other side of the house where the diffuser is going because your kids are having a snotty nose or something like that, and you decide, okay, well, I need to go ahead and stock them while they're feeling a little yucky in there. And I like to leave a bottle next to the diffuser in their room, if that's where I have it. Sometimes it floats, but now I'm starting to get enough diffusers that it doesn't have to float anymore, which is even better. Okay, so here's my little tip for you. You go ahead and, with an empty bottle, you take the cap pretty much off and then let it go back on just a little bit so that you can wedge it out, right? Pretty easy. And this empty bottle, you now put in your own mix of whatever you need, right? You put in a little bit of On Guard, put in a little bit of Breathe, put in a little bit of frankincense, lavender if you like it. I mean, that kind of stuff. And you can have that kind of as your like nighttime mix, or you can have like your daytime mix or whatever. And this is one easy way to just make sure that you're set up for success, so that you're using the things, you have them where you want them, and are ready to support the things that you need help with the most. Have a blend in your office that's just for focusing. Have a blend, like we can get you guys outfitted with some good stuff as we go. All right, moving on. Go ahead and do this one for me. Start using 1 to 2 drops of citrus in your water, remembering to drink out of stainless steel or glass. We don't want any of those PBAs and PB whatever, the yuckies that are in plastic. We don't want any of that to be leaching out and kind of like getting something that we're going to drink. So, so we like the stainless steel and the glass. Marcella, can you tell me what some of the comments have been about what people are enjoying?
Yes.
Water?
So I got grapefruit, tangerine, and somebody wants to try strawberries in their water.
Oh, that does sound fun. I don't think there's a strawberry essential oil, but that's
No,
a good
not yet.
name. Yes, that would be interesting if we could make that work. I don't know if it will. Um, okay, awesome. Let's see.
Can I just remind people also that there is a link in the chat for that sheet that Amanda's looking at. So again, if anybody came in late, if you want to download that, you can. If there's any, I think I put the wrong link the first time, so I re-put it in with the correct link. Sorry.
Awesome. Thank you for being my magical assistant. I love that you're always on top of it. Very cool. Okay, we're going to keep trucking along here and make sure we have enough time for our question and answer session at the end. We're aiming for somewhere around the 45-minute mark because we want to give people about 15 minutes to ask like your specific questions. And we're going to aim to do that each time we have this. So that's another high value reason that you want to actually make it to this as like a live session. So that if you're like, okay, I'm sitting here with these 4 bottles, I'm not sure what to do with them, like what do like we can help you. So I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to go back. Actually, let me tell you a couple more that I love in water. Fennel. Many people don't think of it, but if you have any pull towards black licorice, you will love fennel. And it also actually is super sweet. It feels like you're drinking sugary black licorice water. Same with cinnamon, although it's hot, and I would say just like 1 drop in a big bottle. If you're doing something strong like cinnamon or peppermint, in general, you're either going to want to put that into like a blender to get it kind of mixed up with say like coffee or like a nice like a large thing of tea. But most of the other citruses are very easy. And here's another one, spearmint, which doesn't tend to be quite as spicy as peppermint and is a little bit easier to take. And notice that it will kind of rise to the top a bit. That's okay. Just be careful of your top lip so that it doesn't end up, stinging too much. I've had that happen with my babe. In fact, I actually made the cutest little video. You guys might want to go over to the doTERRA. Just kidding, it's not the doTERRA. Go over to my YouTube channel. There's a really cute little short video about my little guy when he drank some stuff and we had to put some coconut oil on his top lip. Now, speaking of coconut oil, that brings me to this next point about diluting. So essential oils are fantastic and our body wants to absorb them and just like get them all up into the whole body to support all the cells. And so there's a couple reasons why we like to dilute. Number one, we can see here, it helps it spread farther if you're talking about like a muscle ache or pain, like your entire back, as opposed to, just this little spot on your elbow, but also, it can feel uncomfortable if it gets into the eye. So we might want to dilute with a fraction of coconut oil or jojoba oil or almond or something like that. Even olive oil is okay. And so we would dilute it because that's how you kind of water it down, so to speak, right? You don't use water with it because water can actually drive it in a little bit farther. I have some interesting stories about how surprising that can be at times. But yes, so if you ever say get something in your eye, reach for some coconut oil or something like that to just rub on top of it, and any discomfort will disappear quickly. But the other reason that you are going to want to dilute is because it helps it stay in the tissues where you want it. So just having, say, the copaiba, for example, which I feel like is very helpful for pain as well as many other things, especially like overthinking and just feeling tense about things. But when we're talking about for pain, if you want it to help a specific area of your body, you're going to want to kind of lay it down, so to speak, so into the tissues so that it'll stay in that spot and help you as opposed to spreading over larger areas like your entire body, which, we want that too, but it's good to be able to keep it on location. Now, that's a really great reason to use roller bottles. And probably you got a roller bottle or two or three or four, depending on how generous your person who introduced you to essential oils. But you probably got some empty roller bottles so that you could start using these with younger kiddos or just being able to use them with ease throughout the day, especially with blends. Here's a general recommendation. In general, if you're not really sure, don't really know what exactly to do with it, go for something like a 1/3 to or 1/4 ratio of the essential oil, and then fill the rest of the bottle up with a fractionated coconut oil or jojoba or almond or whatever thing it may be, right? So, as we talk about younger and younger kiddos, we're going to want to keep that ratio a little lower and a little lower. And of course, for babies, it's pretty much just like one drop in the entire 10 ml bottle. But again, we'll have more on that in lesson 3 when we talk about oils for every age. So we will get into more of that later. If you're starting your supplements, some of you may have gotten your particular kit was like the Natural Solutions kit that includes those lifelong vitality supplements that we were just talking about, right? And you're going to want to mostly take those after your first substantial meal. Also consider starting slowly. This one's actually a really good piece of advice. It's almost, I don't want to say necessarily a shock to the system, but many people's bodies, especially if you have not been very focused on high nutrition, the lifelong vitality supplements, when you start with the entire dose, sometimes it's like, are you sure we're supposed to be having all of this? I don't know about that. They'll kind of start you with the runs just a little bit. So going with a 1/4 or a half dose is a really great way to make sure that your body is like, yeah, I can adjust to this. Yeah, this is a great idea. Yes, give me more. Keep giving me more. All right, so it doesn't signal that you're having an allergic reaction or something. So, but starting slowly is smart with those LLV. And making it a lifestyle, deciding to like connect it to some other habit or ritual so that you can consistently take those are going to make a huge, huge impact. Well, again, we'll talk more about this on week 2 when we discuss, what is it called? Nutrition and nutrient, something about supplements. I'm blanking out on the things, but we'll get you covered there too. All right. And the longer you take your supplements, the more you're going to experience the maximum amount of support that comes over time. Okay, I want to bump into actually, I'm going to actually stop here for just a second. Your code word that you guys are going to put into the Google form is, I want you to put POM product of the month. Okay, POM product of the month. And as we mentioned that, I'm going to pop over to the doTERRA website. And actually, they don't have it right on here, do they? I thought it was on the main. Maybe they don't have the POM. Okay, if I log in, will it do it? Oh, I think it was up at the top. Okay. All right, I'm just going to log in and show you guys a couple of things here too about the very best way. There's an art to ordering the Lotus Reward style, and it's really, really useful to know more about that. I'm trying to find, okay, so this is about the sweet dreams. Take a breath. No. 10% off Neroli, you guys, that's so amazing. Okay, is this it? No, that's not it. Okay, I thought, you know what? Maybe it's not doing it because today is the 15th. Okay, but if you guys have had your account for a while and you are already set up for a loyalty reward order, yours may look like this. Now, mine is processed to go through on the 8th of every month. So mine has already processed. And you'll notice that I got my, I got it up to, so I was able to get the product of the month there. But the thing is, I also got a bunch of other stuff. I had like 100 and something reward points, and I got to use them as dollars. So I ended up getting like an extra copaiba. I got myself an extra lemon. I think I might have got a balance too. So I got those all free because I am really smart about how I purchase my doTERRA. I've mastered the art of ordering. Okay, so here's a couple, one idea of what you could do to master the art of ordering. This lifelong vitality pack that we keep mentioning, that's fantastic. So it's going to be $79.50, and then adding on a toothpaste for $8.50. We have a slightly different form now, and it's actually even better. Like my family loved this toothpaste in general, but the new one that they just came out with like 2 months ago is even better. Love it, love it, love it. And it's actually even heavier on the whitening portion. And yeah, I could go on about it, which I will at some other point. Okay, the Copaiba soft gels are another thing that we kind of added in here. The balance for 21, the wild orange for 10. And what's great about that is you actually get that free oil of the month, which in this case was lime. So I got a free lime that got sent to me. If you haven't got your order in yet, you can switch it to today on the 15th, and that will allow you to be able to also get that kind of fun stuff. Oh, you know what? Let me go back. Okay, so this is what I was going to also show you guys too. So at just one PV, one product value point, you get to keep your LRP points. So like I mentioned, I had gotten up to 100 and something or another. So I've had friends and family members of mine that have gotten all the way to like 430 points. Now, as long as you're making one order, you're going to be able to keep those at 10 to 30%. Oh, no, sorry, just kidding. At 50 is where the magic begins, because at 50 PV, so say you're getting like a copaiba and a serenity or something like that you use a lot, you're going to be able to get 10% or 30% back, and it grows as you go. So like notice down this part here, all of us are getting 25% wholesale discount, but as we continue to show loyalty to doTERRA products, they will reward us, right? Loyalty rewards, get it? And so they'll increase what we're saving. So instead of just 35% here in the beginning with a 10% thing, it'll keep growing and growing and growing. So at the end, we're basically getting 55% off what we're ordering. And it's so, so cool. So at 50 is where the magic of that begins. And there's other benefits about qualifying to receive income at 100. And then 125 is the one I wanted to show you here about the receiving the free product of the month, as long as it's placed between the 1st and the 15th. Okay, now back to where we were here with, oh, actually, wait, am I supposed to ask? Hang on a second. I think I'm supposed to ask. Yes, okay. So I would like if people would type into the chat for me, what is one of your favorite benefits to the loyalty rewards program? We call it LRP. What's one of your favorite benefits to the loyalty rewards program? I'm gonna let you guys keep talking about that. We'll come back in just a minute to it, and I will go back to tell you about the Symphony of the Cells. So on the bottom of this page, so this right here is some golden reason for you to go ahead and print this off, or at least keep this easy to access. The Symphony of the Cells is its own little amazing book, and we also on week 5 we'll be doing the lesson for this in depth. But for you guys to just know, right now, if you have frankincense, oregano, digestion, melaleuca, on guard, and peppermint, if you have those at home and you go ahead and put some fractionated coconut oil, that's FCO, it's fractionated coconut oil, on the back, on your back and your neck and shoulders, and then put a couple drops of each of these things in this order. Now notice you have the little, the sign for the spine and the sign for the foot. So you're gonna put those on those specific places in order, just like this, and then rub them in. So the whole thing, depending on if you have your bottles open, this is going to take you less than 2 minutes to get the fractionated coconut oil on, and then add a couple drops of each of these and rub it in. So super easy to do. This is just a nice general one. We will talk more about other ones that are much, much, much more specific as we continue going on. Okay, and mentioning about the lifelong vitality supplements, I also wanted to say, pardon me, Malachi, you need to stop. Please, please close the door. Daddy can help you with whatever you need, and you're messing up mommy's recording. Go on out. Daddy can help you. No more. Okay, we have you'd have to spend more than $250 to get the ingredients that are in the lifelong vitality supplements. And I told you guys that I would show you how to get that, like how to be a savvy shopper. So this was one of the things here. So if you pop in here for the lifelong vitality supplements, you can also customize what you're getting. So I'm going to pop in here and see. Now I actually did the daily nutrient pack because I happen to have the Alpha CRS here. But even if I did the other one, it's like what is that? I think it's only 20 more. Hey, you need to close that door. Listen to mommy. You close the door. Go talk to daddy about it. Go talk to daddy. You can choose up to 3 at significant savings. So I chose to do the one for the PB Assist, which I showed you guys. That's the probiotic. And I also get the Terrazyme and the Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex, which comes into play a lot when we're doing week 8 for oil and pain management. And you'll notice here, I don't know if you guys can see it very well. I'm going to see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Oh, it's not wanting to go bigger. Okay, but normally the wholesale price, which is already like a 25% discount from retail, is $59.50. It's usually $60 to get these Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex. But when I get it in combination with the LLV, it's only $20. And that is huge. The same with Terrazyme, it's normally $37, only $20. The PB Assist, normally $34, only $20. And that is one of the ways that we also become a super savvy shopper and max out all of the benefits that we can get by the art, the art that comes, which you'll learn as we go. Okay, Marcella, would you go ahead and tell me what a couple people have shared about the what is so awesome about, no, how would I say it? Something that you love about the LRP program. Oh, you're muted.
Oh. All right, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my phone, but I'm looking at my computer because I lost connection. So I'm like hoping I'll stay on my computer. So anyways, Rose said the free oil, and others were quiet, which is okay. If you guys haven't taken advantage of LRP, that's okay. It's time to start learning maybe some of the stuff that you might want to take advantage of. So I just threw in, it could be points to use later. It could be the free product of the month. It could be shipping, free shipping, because when you do LRP, you do get the full shipping that you pay back as points later. So that's kind of neat. So if you need something faster and you need to pay a little more shipping, you can know that you're getting that money back. Or yeah, I think that was all my suggestions.
That is perfect. Love it. Love it. Very good. Yeah, that's actually, I think that's it now that we covered Symphony of the Cells. And let me go ahead and have Marcella, can you tell us about the 3 kinds of people that are most apt to use essential oils in general?
Yeah, I'm going to try to share my screen here. I think I got that right here. I'll just share here and talk about something I enjoy talking about, which is the 3 types of people that usually join doTERRA. So most of the time, the people that will join are just people who want to live a wellness lifestyle. They are people who just are into natural things. They want to be healthy, and they know that's what they want to do, which is great. And doTERRA and us, we support these people with these education classes, like what we're just starting now, you know, an 8-week series of education classes. doTERRA has a bunch of educational stuff on their website. It's just, we support these people. About 85% of people who join doTERRA are just people who want to live a natural lifestyle. So that is great. We completely love that. Then the next type of person is somebody who likes to share. Perhaps while you're sitting watching this, you're thinking of people, family members, maybe close friends that you're thinking, oh man, these people really need this, you know, lifelong vitality, or they need some sleep help or some stress support. Then you can become just a sharer, which is a way that you can kind of get your oils paid for, and that's it. So you're just putting in some time, you're not putting in a whole lot of time, but you're getting your oils paid for. And doTERRA loves to support these people with compensation that will help them get what doTERRA likes to call free natural healthcare. And so that's the sharer. The builders are people who want to basically replace an income. They're looking at people like Amanda and I and saying, this is what I want to do. I want to change lives. I want to change the world. doTERRA supports these people with an amazing compensation plan, and really you can completely replace your income and more. So just a quick story that a way to think about it is there was this person, so it's pipelines versus buckets. There was this person in a town, we'll call her a her instead of a he. Usually it's a he, but we'll go with a her. And she used to haul buckets every day of water from a faraway water source into the village. And if she needed more money, she needed to haul more buckets. If her children got sick, she couldn't haul buckets because she'd have to stay home, and then she wouldn't have that income from the hauling buckets. And so one day she decided, you know what, I'm going to start building a pipeline from the water into the city. And that way I can have the water just run through the pipeline. And it wasn't easy, and it took extra time and extra money, and any little bit that she could, she put towards that so she could get this pipeline going. But once she finally got it built and she was able to turn that spigot on, it became a constant source of income. She no longer had to haul the buckets. And if she had to stay home for some reason, it didn't matter, because the pipeline was on and the water was still running, and she was still making that income. And so that's something, just a picture to think about of where are you? Are you hauling buckets, which is basically the same thing as saying you're trading money, hours for money. You know, you work an hour, you get paid that hourly wage. Are you there? And is that where you want to stay? Or would you like to perhaps start building a pipeline that's going to have this residual income where you don't have to worry if you get sick, or if you want to take a vacation, you know, that you can't make that money if you take that time off. So what do I do? What does Amanda do so that we make money? We basically sample people. So most of you who are here probably got sampled by either Amanda or I. We teach classes. We teach people, which is what we're doing right now. I prefer sometimes to do one-on-ones instead of classes, but we do what we need to do to make it work. And then we enroll people. You guys, signed up, you opened your own account. That's what we do. And then we support people. Again, classes like this is one way we support people. I'm always available to people who sign up under me over phone or anything like that. I'm willing to take phone calls or anything like that. So that's some ways I make money, but it's important to remember that we don't just do this for pay, like for actual commission. There's other ways that we make money as well. Like we also get the free product of the month when we put in our 125 LRP order. We get to improve our health by just doing this. Like I have stories I won't get into, but just of how my life has changed because of these oils. We get a purpose. Some of us kind of, we're working for these big companies for a boss that like we're helping him get his purpose in life fulfilled, but what is that doing for us? So it gives us a life purpose, and then it gives us just a way to change the world. We can actually impact people's lives. And I was just talking to someone and I said, the biggest payment for me, honestly, making money is great, but when somebody tells me these oils have changed my life, that to me is like more than anything that I could ask for. So that's the 3 types of people and just a quick snippet about how to maybe turn this into a business. If this is something you might be interested in, we would love to talk to you.
Awesome.
That's all I got.
Yeah, perfect. I'm going to pop in here too with the idea that something else I love about doTERRA, and when I'm looking at changing the world, the co-impact sourcing model that doTERRA has going on, which works specifically in very sustainable, almost like family-like situations, where they are offering, 8 to 10 times the going amount for the harvest of some of the raw material to make these essential oils, yet they're not compromising on any of the super high quality and the transparently like CPTG rating, like the very best purity and potency doesn't get compromised, but we're able to go into third world countries and be able to make an impact there as well too through the co-impact sourcing model, which you guys, again, you can look that up on YouTube. Just type in doTERRA and co-impact sourcing. You'll find so many great stories that make you cry. So anyway, all that, we're going to go ahead and finish this out. I'm going to stop the recording, and now is when we're going to start going ahead and answering a couple of the questions that you guys have about specific things. I know we actually answered 1 or 2 beforehand, and somebody was saying my daughter's having some trouble with with finals coming up, and she's also feeling like maybe a little bit of anxiety going along, and so what can I help her with? So we're gonna we answered a little bit of that already. We're gonna go on and see what else we have to